For today's practice, we'll be needing a yoga block. If you don't have one, you can use one of those square couch pillows or something like that that's light and airy. Begin in a comfortable seat. You can start off in Sukhasana or maybe just hips to heels in a modified hero's pose. Begin taking a few grounding breaths here as you connect your breath and allow yourself to ground. Feel free to activate that Ujjayi breath, that victorious breath here as you lightly constrict the muscles in the back of your throat, creating that audible breath, almost as if you were making the sound of the ocean. Breathing in and out through your nose, allowing your mind to clear and your body, your mind, and your spirit to come into your practice. And take one more breath of stillness here, and then slowly flutter the eyes open. Begin with a couple of rounds of seated cat and cow. So hands to knees. Slowly begin to round the spine as you tuck your chin to your chest. As you inhale, pull the heart through, gaze goes up. Exhale, round. Continue with the spinal flexion, moving back and forth as we begin to waken up the spine and find some movement. And then on your next inhale, continue with the spinal flexion, but open your arms as you open the heart. And then as you exhale, round in, give yourself a hug. Inhale, open up the arms, take the gaze up. Exhale, wrap your arms around. Take a few more rounds here, back and forth, as you further grow these movements to increase space in the chest, the spine. And then finally, inhale, your hands reach high through your fingertips. Exhale, release your hands down. Slowly begin to make your way in a downward facing dog. So first one of the practice here, so find some movement, pedal out the legs, which is always nice. Maybe rise high on the toes and then gently squeeze your heels back down to the mat as you firm into your foundation, pressing your belly towards your thighs. On your next inhale, rise high onto the toes and gently drop your heels over to your right. So here you're going to get a stretch into the side body. Feel free to rise onto those left fingertips as you lift a bit, keeping your downward facing V shape. Gently inhale right back through center, and then as you exhale, drop the heels over to the left, maybe rising up onto the right fingertips, getting a stretch into the side body. And then inhale right back through center. Rise high onto the toes, move through a modified vinyasa. As you inhale out to plank, soften the knees to the mat, lower all the way down. Inhale up for cobra pose, and then send the hips back to downward facing dog. From here, slowly begin to walk your feet all the way to the top of the mat, arriving in ragdoll, but instead of taking that bind to your elbows, just keep your hands free and heavy, swaying back and forth. From here, meet right back into the center as you slowly roll all the way up to standing, finding Mountain Tadasana pose, hands right at your side. On your next inhale, sweep your hands high overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips as you release the head down. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen, bringing your hands to your shins or fingertips to the mat. Exhale to fold here. Inhale, lift halfway, shine the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold. Good. Last time, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Planting the hands here, lunge your left foot back and then your right foot back into plank pose, pressing the ground away as you engage your core. Move through your vinyasa, high to low plank, pushing down, moving through chaturanga, inhaling to lift up for your cobra or upward dog, and then send the hips back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, sweep that left heel high to the sky for three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot through the hands and soften that right knee down to the mat. Plant the right hand down to the inside of that left foot and open up as you twist here, sweeping the left hand to the sky. And gently release the hand back down to frame the foot. Tuck the back toe, inhale, sweep the hands overhead for a low crescent lunge. Palms come to touch and exhale right down to your heart. From here, gentle twist over to your left as you hook that elbow to the outside of your knee. So doing a little bit of quad work, gently begin to lift that knee off of the mat. Inhale to lower, reset. Exhale, peel the knee up. Good, last time, lower it down. And gently lift that knee right back up for a twisted lunge. From here, take your gaze to the top of your mat. Shift that right foot to a twisted chair at the top of your mat. Once you're there, reset your arms and gently fold deeper into that twist. Maybe you turn the gaze back over that left shoulder. Inhale, hands sweep high to the sky for your traditional chair pose. Gently begin to step the feet wide, about hip distance apart here, and bring your forearms down on top of your thighs. Fingertips come to touch, and you're going to move through a couple of rounds of standing cat and cow. So as you exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, begin to round. Inhale, pull the heart through. Exhale, round. Inhale to open up. Move through a couple more rounds here, back and forth, returning to that spinal flexion. And then on your next inhale, you're going to lift the hands up, return to chair pose, breathing in, and then exhale, release into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step one foot at a time back to plank pose, moving through a vinyasa here, high to low plank, pressing up for cobra or up dog, and then back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, take that right heel high, three-legged dog. Exhale to step the foot through the hands and soften the back knee down to the mat. Plant that left hand to the inside of that right foot and twist here. Right hand sweeps to the sky, taking the gaze past that right thumb. Gently release the hand back down to frame the foot. Once you're grounded, tuck the toe under of the left foot and inhale your hands overhead for a low crescent lunge. Bringing the fingertips to touch, exhale your hands to heart center and find your twist here as you twist over to your right this time, hooking that left elbow to your right knee. Moving back to that quad activation as you lift that back knee up. Good, gently lower it back down to the mat. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more round, lifting up. Take the gaze to the top of the mat as you step that left foot forward, landing in your twisted chair. Once you're there, regroup as you bring the hips in line with one another and take the gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, hands sweep high to the sky, returning to your traditional chair pose. Gently step the feet wide apart, and this time bring your hands on top of your knees or thighs and return to those standing cat and cow. So exhale to round, tucking the chin to chest. Inhale to open up. Take a few rounds here. And then on your next inhale, sweep your hands high, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold, plant the hands, step one foot at a time back to plank pose, moving through your vinyasa, and then meeting back in downward facing dog. On your next inhale, rise high onto the toes. Either hop, step, or jump, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, hands sweep high to the sky. Palms come to touch. Exhale right down to your heart. Take a deep breath in here and release. On your next inhale, sweep your hands high to the sky. And as you do, lift up through that left knee. Flexing the foot, spreading the toes, really hugging your rib cage in as you activate your core. You're going to gently sweep your foot back into Warrior 3 pose, getting nice and long, sending the energy down through the fingertips and out of the sole of the foot, squaring the hips off to the mat beneath you. From here, doing a little bit of core work, breathing in to find length. As you exhale, draw that knee in to meet both of your elbows as you curl up. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, pull it in. Taking a few more rounds as you inhale, find length. Exhale, pull it in. Reaching it out, curling it up. Last round here. Pulling it in. And inhale, reach your hands out. Your fingertips come down to the mat as you land in a standing split. Crown of the head releases down as you reach high through that left foot to find length into that right hamstring. From here, gently begin to float the left foot all the way back, landing in a high crescent lunge on the ball of that foot. Once you're grounded, lifting up through your hands here, and then as you exhale, open up for Warrior 2. Creating space into that right hip flexor. Gently reverse your warrior by flipping that right palm over, sweeping it back, creating space in the side body. Exhale down to extended side angle, bringing forearm to thigh or down to the mat. Left hand sweeps over your head, palm facing down near the ear. Inhale, slowly begin to peel yourself up, return to Warrior 2, and windmill your hands down, framing the foot, stepping back to Downward Facing Dog. On your next inhale, rise high onto the toes, either hop, step, or jump. Make your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift and lengthen here, and then exhale to fold. Inhale, hands sweep high to the sky, palms come to touch, and exhale right down to your heart. On your next inhale, hands sweep overhead, and as you do, bring that right knee with you, flexing the foot, spreading the toes here. And exhale, sweep the foot back, finding Warrior 3 pose. Getting nice and long through your fingertips, through your foot. And then as you exhale, crunches here. So pulling that knee in to meet your elbows, curling up. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, pull the knee in. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, pull it in. Last time, reach it out. And then from here, gently release the fingertips down to the mat, landing into that standing split. This time reaching high with the right foot, really maintaining that length through your legs. Holding here for one more breath, and then gently float the foot all the way back, landing in your high crescent lunge. Heel is up. Once you're grounded, lift the hands overhead, stacking that knee right over that ankle, breathing in for one more breath here, and then exhale to open up for Warrior 2. Create space in the left hip. Gently reverse your warrior. Exhale down to extended side angle, bringing forearm to thigh, right hand over the head, palm facing down. Inhale to return to Warrior 2, and then gently windmill your hands down, framing the foot, stepping back to move through your vinyasa flow, high to low plank, finding your back bend, and then meeting in Downward Facing Dog. From here, gently bend the knees deeply as you bring your shins to parallel to the mat. Activate your core as you press the ground away, hugging the belly in towards the spine. And taking one more breath here to hold. And then gently lower the knees to the mat, hips to heels as you find child's pose. Take a couple of grounding breaths here as you reconnect. And then gently walk the hands in, lift yourself up, coming onto your bottom. You're going to make your way onto your back and grab hold of that block or that pillow, whatever you have, just some kind of firm foundation that we can use to work our core here. So you're going to gently place the block in between your feet, extend your soles of the feet to the ceiling as you reach your hands over your head. From here, bring your hands, reach towards the block. You're going to inhale as you lower your hands over your head, feet come to hover onto the mat. Exhale, slowly begin to lift your hands and your legs. Reach up, grab hold of that block as you switch it into your hands, and then open up as you exhale to your hover. Exhale, gently peel yourself up. You're passing that block right back in between your ankles, and then lower yourself down. Going through these motions back and forth as you really activate your core here, keeping everything engaged, staying connected to your breath as you continue to pass that block back and forth, keeping the spine glued to the mat beneath you. One last pass here. And then gently take a bend into the knees, remove the block, set it off to the side, and hug your knees into your chest. Taking a breath or two to just kind of release and let go. Bring your knees to stack right over your hips and gently drop them over to the left. Arms can come out to a T or goal pose as you find a supine twist. Maybe take the gaze over that right shoulder here. Inhale your knees right back through center, and as you exhale, take it over to your right, maybe taking the gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale, gently lift your knees back through center and press yourself up, returning to a comfortable seat. Take a few breaths here to just kind of reconnect as you re-enter your day. Bringing your hands together at your heart center. Namaste. If you enjoyed this class, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I do send out weekly emails with these classes, plus added bonuses of a journal prompt and more inspiration. Feel free to sign up for that in the description box below. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video.